Hello everybody, we are 7 months away from what might be the most important election in 21st century. The rematch is on Trump versus Biden 2. In order to be elected 47th President of the United States, a candidate must receive at least 270 electoral votes. So we have our map here. Today will determine who would win if election were held today. We are starting with East Coast, then moving towards West just like American Frontier did. Starting with the Pine Tree State, Maine has voted for a Democrat candidate in every election since 1992. But however, the most recent Pan-Atlantic research poll done in February shows Trump leading by 6 percentage points. Maine as a state leans towards Republicans. The 2nd Congressional District is also a very safe Republican territory with a huge 20 points lead. More urban Maine 1st District is, as you would expect, likely Democrat, with a 12 points favoring Biden. Heading down the deep blue Northeast, in New Hampshire, Biden leads Trump by 7 points, according to the most latest January poll done by Emerson College, placing New Hampshire as a lean blue state. Vermont, the most Democratic state in America, shows Biden leading by groundbreaking 31 points among 111 registered voters. Massachusetts has voted for a Democratic candidate since 1928, except 4 times, twice each for Eisenhower and Ronald Reagan. Biden leads Trump by 18 points, marking Massachusetts as a safe D state. Rhode Island is another safe Democrat state. Connecticut's most latest October 2023 poll from Emerson College has Biden leading by 9 points, placing Connecticut as a likely blue state. Of course, New York remains a blue state, with Biden leading by 10 points. However, Biden had a much higher lead over Trump by even 21 points in September 2023. Since then, his support among New Yorkers has dropped by 11 points, placing Empire State as a likely Democrat state.
I think there's a chance to win New York. The people are very, very unhappy.
New Jersey's latest March poll done by Emerson College has Biden leading by 5 points among 1,000 registered voters, labeling New Jersey as a lean blue state based on just 2 polls so far. No polls yet for Biden's home state of Delaware. In 2020, he won it by 20 points, so it is going to be a safe Democrat state this upcoming election as well. Maryland and Washington, D.C. are both safe Democrat territories. No polls for DC, but in 2020 Biden won it by overwhelming 89 points. Moving on to our first of 6 battleground states, Pennsylvania has currently Biden leading Trump by 3 points, according to the Bullfinch Group poll done on April 9. Even the average of 6 latest polls has Biden leading by 2 points. This critically important state will mark as tilt Democrat. Surveys from March done by different pollsters show Pennsylvania swinging one day to Trump's side, the other day to Biden's side, and 2 candidates were actually even on March 26 poll conducted by Morning Consult, both receiving 45% of support, and on March 22 polled by CNN when both had 46% of support. In 2020, Biden won Pennsylvania by barely 1.1, and in 2016, Trump managed to win the state by less than 1 point. Now, Michigan is our second battleground state. Last election, Biden won it by 3 points. It was Biden's largest margin of victory in any of 6 battleground states. 2020 polling averages show Biden was clearly ahead of Trump from February all until November. But surprisingly, 2024 polling averages show Trump defeating Biden in virtually every single poll survey since October 2023, excluding the latest Bullfinch Group poll, which has Biden leading by 3 points, and Morning Consult poll from March 26 when 2 candidates were even. Maintaining his support and winning Michigan would help Trump a lot. For this particular state, we'll take the average of 5 latest polls, which results Trump taking Michigan by 1.2. As we're heading south, former president will now get a huge boost from traditionally conservative states. Midwest state of Indiana has Trump's lead by 21 points. Trump will very likely take the state of Ohio, leading in every single poll by double digits. Kentucky 29 points, and West Virginia, a state which was Trump's second largest win in 2020, has him now leading by overwhelming 36 percentage points. However, not the same can be said for Virginia, once a deep red state that voted for a Republican candidate for the most of 20th century, until 2008 when state turned solid blue. Latest poll shows Biden leading Trump by 6 points, placing Virginia in a lean blue column. Why Virginia shifted from red to blue? Well, some suggest it's a result of people moving to Virginia from mainly Democratic states like New York, while others think it's a result of Northern Virginia suburbs becoming an extension of the blue state of Washington, D.C. What do you think? Let us know down in comments below. Southern states of Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and South Carolina all favor Trump by an average of 20 percentage points. In North Carolina, a very recent poll conducted by High Point University has Trump leading by 3 points. In all the previous polls, he's been leading Biden as well by maximally 8 points, placing North Carolina in a lean Republican column. In 2020, polls largely overestimated Democrats and had Biden leading by 2 points, but Trump carried the state by 1.4%. Shifting all attention to Georgia, increasingly competitive swing state was carried by Joe Biden by only 0.2% in 2020. It is even more crucial in the upcoming election, providing significant 16 electoral votes. According to the recent 3 polls conducted by the Wall Street Journal, Trump regained support in Georgia by on average 3 points, labeling Georgia as a lean Trump state. Heading down the Sunshine State of Florida, an indisputably GOP state in which Republicans control every partisan statewide office. It was cemented as a red state when Ron DeSantis became a governor after beating his Democrat rival Charlie Crist by an astonishing nearly 20 points. Another advantage to this is significantly more people who moved to Florida over the last 5 years registered as Republicans. Trump leads in Florida by 13 points, marking it as a safe Republican state. Wisconsin's latest poll has Biden and Trump even. Majority of polls conducted show Trump in lead. Wisconsin has largely overestimated Democrats in the last 3 presidential contests. In 2020 election polling averages, around this time in April, Biden led Trump by only 1 point. But then what happened was, as you can see, the gap increasingly widened, but yet Biden won the state by barely 0.7%. And now we have Trump in lead by exactly 0.7%. Wisconsin will remain highly competitive, just like Pennsylvania, and is 4th of our 6 battleground states. Without a doubt, Illinois is a likely blue state. Latest poll dates back to October because of this state not being any competitive, and shows Biden in lead by 10 points. Minnesota has the longest history of voting blue, just behind Washington, D.C. According to upcoming election polls, Biden leads Trump by an average of 3 points, placing Minnesota in a lean Democrat column. Trump continues to draw the strongest support in Midwestern states among rural majority white voters. Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and Utah strongly remain Trump states. In Nebraska, Trump leads by 18 points, marking its statewide contest go down as safe Republican. There are no polls yet for its 3 congressional districts, but by looking at 2020 polls from previous election, the 1st and the 3rd districts are safe Republican, while 2nd district leans towards Biden. Heading down the Rocky Mountain states, in Colorado, Republican ranks have significantly shrunk more than in any state, and once reliably Republican state has now become a solidly Democrat state, especially in 2020 when Biden took Colorado by 13 points. Latest poll done in March by Colorado Polling Institute shows Biden leading by 10 points, placing Colorado in a likely Democrat column. There has been no conducted polls for New Mexico since August 2023, but Biden led Trump by 8 points then, so New Mexico is a likely Democrat state. As always, Republicans now get a huge boost from Texas, which holds 40 electoral votes, the 2nd largest total number of electoral votes, just behind California. A recent poll done by Texas Hispanic Policy Foundation has Trump leading by 12 points, which makes Texas a likely Republican state. In 2020, Trump's 5.58% margin of victory was the narrowest for a Republican candidate since 1996. This is slightly concerning for the GOP, as Republican candidates could never win the presidential election without the state of Texas, just like Democrats could never win the election without California. Now, as you can see, Donald Trump has 275 electoral votes, which is 5 votes more than what is needed to be elected. The most recent state to join the Union in 1959, Hawaii, is a solidly blue state, having Biden in lead by 36 points. The last frontier state of Alaska has Trump leading by 12 points, placing Alaska in a safe Republican column. Of course, Democrats will now receive an additional 74 electoral votes from the deep blue West Coast. Biden will take the state of California by 23 points, Oregon 15 points, and Washington 11 percentage points. But this isn't enough. President Biden still needs 35 electoral votes in order to beat former President Trump. And now we're left with the last two battleground states of Nevada and Arizona. In 2020, Biden won Nevada by 2.40%, but for the upcoming election, Trump managed to regain support in Nevada, as the latest poll done by Wall Street Journal shows Trump leading by 4 points. Our last state of Arizona will also go in lean Republican column. Arizona is traditionally a Republican state, having voted for GOP since 1952. Only Democratic candidates who won the state were Bill Clinton and Joe Biden, who won by less than 1 point in 2020. It would be a very bad sign for Trump if he doesn't manage to maintain his lead in Arizona. As we all know, Arizona Supreme Court reinstated the 1864 abortion ban, which makes abortion punishable by 2 to 5 years in prison, except when mother's life is at risk. Now, this decision might harm the GOP chances to maintain their lead in Arizona, especially if a high number of younger voters who are generally more Democratic and pro-choice cast their ballots in Arizona this November. So there you have it, guys. This is a 2024 presidential election map as of today, 7 months before the election night. In 2020, Biden defeated Trump thanks to the 6 battleground states of Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. But according to our prediction here, Biden is currently leading only in Pennsylvania. In order for Joe Biden to be a re-elected president, he needs to flip at least Wisconsin, Michigan, and Arizona in order to beat Donald Trump. Currently, Biden has the highest chances of flipping Wisconsin. For Trump, if he could take Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada out of 6 battleground states, he would win the election with 270 electoral votes, which is exactly what is needed for him to return into the White House. So he could win this election even without Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So there you have it, guys. Former President Trump would beat President Biden. This is going to be a very, very tight, exciting, unpredictable race that will keep us at the edge of our seats.